Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel DP211 with Emma, and if you're new here I'd love you to hang out with me just a little bit longer, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and every time I upload a video to the YouTube of views, you'll be notified on your phone, your watch, your iPad, your tablet, your computer and probably your TV if you know how to work that one out. And if you're returning, welcome back, so good to see you. I do miss you when you're not here. So welcome to our next installment of Teach You Tuesday's How to Diamond Paint. You've selected your canvas. You prepped up. You prepped up your drills. What's next? Where do you start? This is a question that's on a lot of people's lips. Where do you start? And how do you start? And do you start from the top to the bottom? I'm going to show you all this in this video. Come and see. Okay everybody, so we have our canvas all prepped up from the week before. We have our drills all prepped up from the week before. And we have our toolkit. I'll show you the toolkit just quickly. We have a usual pen. This is probably the most common pen you will get in your kit, unless you're going something a bit more high-end. You will get a pen like this, or it will be a pen like this. This is a squishy, it comes off. It's really more of a comfort grip. This could come in any colour, but the usual one is blue, and I know that because I have several blue ones. So we get your pen. When we zoom in, I will show you a bit more about the pen. We have our tray. This one is commonly known as a boat, merely because of its shape. And as mentioned, you can get them this way, or you can get them as a plain white boat. You can get them larger, though that's for another video though. But today we're going to go with what's classed as a bog standard toolkit, and I am going to replace this wax because this looks like it's broken. Let's see what I've got handy for you all. Perfect. So we have our wax. Our wax is covered with a piece of plastic. This keeps it clean. Both sides, it's double. Okay, both sides have plastic on it to keep it clean. So these can be kept by if you want to keep your wax clean. We're going to go on the basis that this is all you got. Okay, this is bare minimum basic beginner level. So we'll have your boat, your wax and your pen. And we're just going to zoom in now. And we'll show you, well, before we do that, I should say, your canvas. You've got all this beautiful work to do. How do you start it? Do you start from the top? Do you start from the bottom? That one is personal preference. If you start from the top and work your way down, that one's up to you. If you start from the bottom and work your way up, that is entirely up to you as well. Me personally, I like to start at the top and work my way down, and my reason for doing this is if I start at the bottom and work my way up, I'm bringing this canvas, due to my working space, I'm bringing this canvas towards me, and I could very well tuck down as I reach the top in order to reach it. The drills may pop off, they may also get stuck to your clothing, and if that happens, you could get your clothing stuck to the canvas causing hairs. That is easily rectified. I will show you that in another video. So for the purposes of this video, we're starting at the top. Just because that's how I do it. You start at the top, you start at the bottom, it's whatever you're comfortable with. Today, we're starting at the top. So, there's several ways you can do this. You can, of course, invest in what's known as a cover minder. Now, I showed you an example of a cover minder without going into too much detail last time when we were prepping this up. And to show you a bit more, a cover minder is basically something that can look like this. It could look like this, but it's always something that has two magnets, one of which comes off. It could look like anything. It could look like a piece of plastic. I have several cover minders on other projects and because they're on other projects, I can't show you them right now. So the magnet comes off the back, reveals another magnet, and how this works, she'll get straight way around. You place one magnet. You place the bare magnet under your canvas, find it, and your cover minder stays on. So what you would do is you take your cover, whether it be the white opaque or the clear plastic, bring it over to the point where you can actually feel the magnet underneath. It could be here, it could be here, it could be here. Place it down and that keeps your cover in place. So you can work this way, going all the way across with your drills and pens. The other option is, this is an option that I do, but for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to do it. I normally take the entire sheet off and replace the whole canvas with what's known as cover papers. These are papers, they're very glossy, very slidey, both sides, that are used to place over your canvas instead of using the clear paper. Not everybody. Okay, so we have our section ready to go. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to straighten this up a little bit because it's just me. It annoys me. Oh, that worked. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to find our starting point. Some people start at the top of the section. Some people start at the bottom. I personally start at the bottom and work my way up, so I'm not getting my hand over the stickiness of the adhesive. It's just personal preference. I also do colour by colour, so you can see. I am going to fix this again. Hang on. So I personally do colour by colour as I do the section. So you can see the first colour here is a simple H. I look that out and it's like this pretty pinky purple colour. So you start wherever you start. Some people start at the right hand side, some people start at the left, top, bottom. Personal preference is how you're comfortable. If you're left-handed, you may feel comfortable starting this way. If you're right-handed, you may feel comfortable starting from this way. I am right-handed, but I'm actually comfortable starting in this way. Can't help it, it's just the way I've always felt comfortable doing. So, you see you've got your drill symbols here. Your first one will go on the basis of the way I do it, just for ease of this video, is H. You've got your colour looked out. H. Okay? Then what you do is you take your little boat and you pour some drills in. Now, like I said, this is on the basis that you're a complete beginner, hence why I'm using this boat. I personally don't like these boats because I don't feel I can line up my drills properly. But you give it a shake. Yeah, you give your boat a shake. You didn't see that off camera, I do apologise. And get your drills lined up. I feel these ones don't line them up properly, but we're going to continue on for the purposes of this video. You get your wax. You take off one piece. If you use your wax in a container, if you intend to use your wax in a container, you can take off both pieces. I have a little something here. So a little dish or anything you have that's shallow enough, you can pop your wax in. We're going to use this for the purpose of this video, so both pieces of plastic are off. Now your pen, if you look at your pen, you will see, this will focus, there. If you look at your pen, you see there's a hole at the end on the nib. The nibs are normally called tips. That's for you to place into your wax. Let's get focusing. Okay. So give it a good stab. What I tend to do is twist it. You can see I've taken a piece out of my wax. And as a focus, you'll get to see we have a piece in the pen. There we go. See, it now has that pink piece in there. And we're going to start placing your drills. So today I'm going to show you how to do it one at a time. It is very, very simple. You have your wax in your pen. You have your drills in your tray. You're simply placing your pen onto a drill to pick it up. And you're placing that over the symbol that's represented by that colour. Just like that. I'm going to work up the way so you can see what I'm doing, because some of this can be covered by this paper. Pick and place. Pick and place. Pick. I'm going this slowly as I can. I do not want to speed up, I want you to see what I am doing. So pick up and place down. Pick up and place down. Pick up and place down. This is poured glue, like I said, it's a lot more forgivable than the double-sided adhesive that I showed you in the first video. What that means is, if I put this down, let's say on the wrong symbol up here, let's say I put it on D, by accident, that's in the wrong place. With poured glue, this is simply rectified. I'm going to make sure you can see what I'm doing here. by sliding it down and putting it in the right place. This is why poured glue is preferred by lots of diamond painters, because if there is a mistake with the drills, it's easily fixed. Double-sided tape will not let you slide down as much as that, if you're lucky at all. So this is why we're using this kind of canvas to show you the ease of use. Pick up, place down, pick up, and place down. So we're going to finish this colour, and we'll work on to the next one. So I'll do another few, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Pick up, place down, and when we move on to the next one, we'll start speeding things up a bit. Do not worry if they're not perfectly straight. Okay? For someone who's been doing this for the very first time, I would not expect perfection. No one should expect perfection for someone who's doing it for the very first time. Just the purposes of this is for you to relax and enjoy the moment. We'll pick up, place down. So you can see I've been using quite a few of these drills here. Okay? Now I've zoomed in so much so you can actually see them getting placed on the canvas. If I also zoom out for you to see the tray, you might not see the canvas as well. So let's finish this colour up. Pick up and place down. Do not feel you have to speed up when you're doing this. Go at your own pace. Go what's comfortable for you. Do not feel intimidated by other people placing their drills very, very fast. They feel comfortable doing it that way, that's fine. If you feel you need to take your time, that's fine. Pick up, place down. Pick up and place down. Pick up and place down. So there's not much of this colour, so we're going to finish this colour off in this section. Pick up, place down. Pick up, place down. I am going a little bit faster. Now you see that I put that on the wrong one by accident. And that's what's great about poured glue, you can easily slide it up to the symbol it should be on. Now, the way I'm doing this is how I would do it. You will find your own way of filling in your section. I always fill my sections in colour by colour, not row by row or column by column. For me personally, I feel it's easier. I don't confuse myself so much. And it means I won't have so many drills out where I can get mixed up, confused or spill them. But I know everybody has their own way of doing this, and as you go along, as you do more diamond paintings, as you work on more canvases, you will develop your own way of doing it. It's like, let's take an analogy, right? When I was training in beauty, I was taught a certain way to do a facial. The more I do them, the more I develop my own way of doing it. I'll still keep with the routine, the steps, the order things should be done in, but I've developed my own way of applying those techniques. And the same goes with anything. You will always develop your own way of applying a technique. Okay, pick up, place down. Pick up and place down. Okay, and I've got 1, 2, 3 left from what I can see. Yes. That's it. 3. Okay, so with these boats, they can be a bit awkward to put the drills back in on your container, depending on your container. I used a funnel to drill up last week for quickness to show you how it can be done. I will leave a link. I think I left the link for the funnels. I can't remember now. If not, if I didn't leave a link in the last video, I'll leave one today in this video. So you very carefully just tap in. You can't even see what I'm doing. very carefully with these boats, you're very carefully tapping drills back into your containers. Unlike using the funnel type tray, where you can actually stick the funnel in and they go a lot quicker. The boats do require a bit more gentleness. So we're going to go on to the next colour. I will put another few down and then we'll start speeding that up. And the next colour is D, which is this kind of mauvey colour. Let's get this in. You want to give your tray a very gentle shake. If you shake too vigorously, your drills are going to spill out over the sides and up above, and they'll get everywhere, and that's just going to take up a lot more of your time. So as you're tapping the sides, you're slightly bringing your boat down at an angle. That forces the other drills out of the way, leaving you with the ones that you can use straight away. And as they get used up, you can just do it again, shake and tilt again to the other side to get more down. So pick up in place, and keep going like that. So let's get this video sped up, and we'll stop it when we're nearly finished. We'll stop it when we go to do the last colour, I think. Okay, so at this point my microphone receiver died, so I'm going to do a voiceover for the remainder of this video. So you can see here, I point to a symbol that I have missed, symbol C. So what we do here in this situation is you don't have to pour your colour back into the tray. You can simply take it straight out the pot using your pen. And you can do that with only just a couple of symbols of a certain colour, or you've missed colours. So what you want to do is get the pen into the pot. You want to make sure you pick up a drill that is not the flat side, it has to be the round side. And that way you can make sure you've got it on your pen properly, and you can pop it down onto the tray, onto the canvas. So you can see I picked it up from the dome side and not the flat side, and the same applies when you are picking it up from the tray. Pick it up from the dome side so the flat side stays on the canvas and your canvas won't look a mess. So we're going to crack on with the rest of this time lapse. Okay, I've stopped here because I want to show you something very, very important. Look at the numbers on the canvas, the 8 and the 9. From a distance, they look very, very similar. And the fact that both got very similar background doesn't make it any easier. So I just want to highlight that this is an important thing to be aware of when you're doing your canvases. Sometimes your symbols can look very, very similar. If you look at the number 8, it is like a beige, a very light, pale, yellowy beige colour. So you can see what that would be easy to decipher between the two pots. Looking at the number 9, you can see it's a very, very pale pink. So it can be quite detrimental to the effect of your canvas if you get those two mixed up. So it's a very, very important point I want to get across. Sometimes the same thing can happen with other symbols like M or N, but these, the 9 on this canvas has a very pale pink, you can barely see it. And the same applies with the 8, it's a very pale colour also. Okay, so we've put all the other colours down, and we're now moving on to the very last colour of the section. You see here it's colour 8, that very beigey, pale yellowy colour that I was showing you previously. So you can see there's some in a row and there's some on their own. When we see it sporadic like that, it's known as confetti. That will be covered in yet another video. But if you look, you can see we don't have too much. We're going to go on and get the drills into the boat, and we can finish this one off. There's quite a few. So we're going to grab our colour and pop it into the tray. Give the tray a shake, line those drills up, and then we start placing them down. Let's pick up and place down, pick up and place down, pick up and place down. As I've said previously, you go at your own pace, you do not have to speed up. If you're not confident enough to pick up the speed, that's absolutely fine. If you feel as though you could pick up the speed, that's absolutely fine. If you're going to pick up your speed, you will develop that in your own time. When you feel more confident, you will see, you may subconsciously notice that you've actually gone a bit faster. And you see I'm showing you the drills on the tray. This is where I show you where you're on the tray where you pick up from the dome, as I said, from the pot, instead of the flat side. The flat side, well, you pick up from the flat side and place it down that way, you're not going to get a pretty picture and the drills will easily fall off. So you always pick it up from the dome side, so you've got the flat side down on the canvas. This makes it so much easier for you to create a beautiful picture. So I'm just going to place that one down. Pick up, place down, pick up, place down. I'm just going to keep going until we finish off this section. Pick up, Place down. You can see we are nearly finished our first section of your very first diamond painting canvas. And we're finished putting this last drill in. I'm going to show you a technique on using the boat to put the drills back into your pot without spilling them when there's so many. So you can see what I've done with my fingers. I wrapped it all the way around the pot, all the way around the neck of the pot to pour the drills in, and that creates a barrier so you get very little to no spillage from the tray. And we have completed our very first section of our very first diamond painting. And here you have your first section completed on your first canvas. Now I know it doesn't look like much, but please remember you still have a ways to go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at these cover minders. Now if you are familiar with cross stitch or tapestry or any sort of needlework like that, you will probably heard of or maybe even own a needle minder. These work on the same basis as cover minders where you have a magnet on both sides. And the difference between the cover minder and the needle minder is the second magnet, the one that goes underneath, is flat on a cover minder but is domed on a needle minder, and it's just purely for decorative purposes. If you've tried to use a needle minder onto your diamond painting, it will cause a bump and therefore you would not get a very pretty picture. If you do not have any cover minders handy, a couple of magnets would do. These magnets I'm showing here are ones that I bought for a previous project, and they're the ones I started off using before I got cover minders. Now here I start to go on to talk about what to do if you are starting from the top and you have a very little workspace and you have a crease or a fold from where your bottom part of your canvas was over the edge of the desk. So that happens with me because I do not have a very large wide desk. So I can see when it came over while I was working, I created a fold in my canvas. That's why I start from the top. This is why I do not start from the bottom of my canvas to see it's been folded over. So what I would normally do when I'm finished a project is to smooth it out. When I'm finished a section even, I would smooth it out. So I would bring it back up. I'd lift the cover paper. For the purpose of this video, to make it easier to do, I'll turn the canvas upside down. And as I was showing you in the kitting up video, I will just smooth that canvas back out again, as such. And that should help take away that bump that's been created by being folded over the table. It's much easier to do with Quartz glue than double-sided tape, but it can be done. On the next installment of Teach You Tuesday, How to Diamond Paint, I will show you how to use multi-placers, and I will also show you how to use a straightener. A straightener can be mistaken for a multi-placer due to its shape, but I will show you the difference in just one moment. Okay, so here I show you what a straightener looks like. You can see it's very flat, it's very wide, but if you look at the very top of it, it is incredibly thin. What that does, it allows you to put your drills into a proper precision. I will show you more on that one next week. So please do join me again for the next one of Teach You Tuesday How to Diamond Paint. Thank you.